Howdy folks, it is a freezing cold Tuesday, April 8th. The time right now is 5:12 p.m. and the temperature is 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, so not quite freezing cold, but almost. I'm here in downtown Toronto. This is King Street West. And I am heading west, and I'm going to make my way over to the CityPlace neighborhood. I passed through there yesterday on a live stream. And unfortunately, an iconic piece of art at CityPlace was burnt down a few days ago. I think the police haven't found the culprit yet. I don't even think they have any suspects. What I'll do is I'll walk over to Spadina and then I'll head south. And maybe we'll cut through the well. And we'll take a neat pedestrian bridge over into the CityPlace neighborhood. And there's also a new eastern extension of the Bentway, a large public space that runs underneath the Gardner Expressway that has either opened or is in the process of opening. Now the wind calms down and the sun is out. It went from feeling freezing cold to feeling kind of nice for a moment here. Someone cycling in shorts on a fixed gear. He didn't have gloves either. And there's the streetcar about 2 blocks away to the east of here. I got off at St. George Station and there was no streetcar coming, so I decided I would just walk over this way. I was going to start right at this intersection. I decided to just start a little earlier at Blue Jays Way and King. So this is southbound Spadina for a few blocks. There's someone getting an earful. Probably an Uber or Lyft driver. Yeah, they easily just could have came forward a car length and let that guy turn. There's some assholery right there. There is the well. Big new development. Covered a few times on the channel.
Yeah, probably March. We knew it was going.
So we'll cross here. Guys had enough. And the light changed anyways. There's one of the remaining urban gas stations in downtown. How do stop signs work? This is the well on the left. As we go west along Wellington Street. Now that wind has picked up again. And looking at the forecast, looks like this might be the coldest day we have left up until winter rolls around again. Hopefully that's the case. There's residences here. It's kind of a high-end indoor-outdoor shopping center with office and condos. And I don't normally do this mid-video, but I kind of have to use the little boys' room, so there is a market downstairs, a food hall, that is. So there should be some facilities down there. There's a Lululemon. Franken Oak. There's that food hall, so I just have to find my way down there. I haven't yet been to Arcadia Earth. It's one of those attractions, kind of like Little Canada. If you want to see that, let me know, and maybe I can check if they allow recording. I can go in there and make a video. It's good to see a fair number of people in here. When this place opened, it was kind of a ghost town. There's the Wellington Market. I thought the W&M might have stood for women's and men's bathrooms, but Wellington Market makes sense. That didn't take very long. Bowl, dine, dance, and play. They're opening up, or they have opened up a ballroom here. Anyways, I'm going to use the facility. And I'll resume when I'm done. Well, mission accomplished. Sorry for the little detour there. I've toured around that food hall in a previous video or two. I'm actually running a little bit late. They've got a pickleball court set up here. I find the quality of the building materials and architecture at the well to definitely be above average relative to most new developments in the city. There's the CityPlace neighborhood where we are heading. pedestrian bridge. We're going to take over to CityPlace. It's just over there. As GO trains race out to the suburbs for the afternoon rush hour. Is one of the most interesting streets in the city, Draper Street. Kind of looks like it was picked up at a cabbage town and plucked into its current spot. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a war zone right now. Construction, but it features all these really old heritage properties. 1886. There's really nothing else quite like it in this part of the city. So we'll cross the street at Portland here. Quite the view. And over the bridge we go. Where we go, nobody knows. I think my camera is on like 2x zoom. What is this all about? I'm going to try to rectify this as we watch some GO trains go by. I'll be back in a moment here. That's better. That was kind of a silly thing I didn't notice. There was a new firmware update that seems to enable that non-digital zoom by default. I panned and looked over at the CN Tower and I wondered why I couldn't get it into the entire shot. Oh well. And this bridge is the Pointe de Luz Bridge. It was constructed back in 2012 to go over the rail corridor here. And there's a look west into suburbia. And a look to the east. At CityPlace here. First opened in 2003. I think there's around 32 buildings in total now. And over 12,000 residential units, housing over 22,000 residents. It's a master planned community built by Concord Addicts. They're a Vancouver, BC based developer. And it ends at Bathurst Street. And this is a linear trail that runs alongside the rail corridor. We're gonna head over to Canoe Landing Park, where that canoe was recently torched. And this area to the left was previously a CN rail yard. And at one time, where we are now on CityPlace, for a brief period of time, was a golf driving range. There's a look over at the well. There's a lot of businesses incorporated within CityPlace. This one's pretty popular, Kelly's Landing, or that one's Hunter's Landing. Kelly's Landing is on Front Street. I had a friend who owned a condo 2 floors up, and often before games we would be there. And this is the main street, Fort York Boulevard, that cuts through CityPlace. And once upon a time, looking this way, used to have an awesome view of the CN Tower, but that tower that's gone up, Canada House, is the last piece of CityPlace to go up. And it blocks what was once a great view of the tower. I'm just coming through. We're going to go check out the burnt canoe. It's a piece of art by Douglas Copeland. He's a famous Canadian novelist, designer, and visual artist. It was installed back in 2008. It was painted red. It was quite iconic. Looks like they've got a tarp up. Around where the canoe was. Some views of CityPlace. There's the public school just over there. Got some asshat set fire to this thing. They also set fire to a macaroon stand. There's someone over here getting a close look, but we'll go join them. And there is the newest extension of the Bentway, which I'm going to head down. And I hopefully will be able to check out. There's what's left of the iconic canoe. I'm just going to quickly run around to the other side. I think it might be a really neat photo opportunity. Let's head down towards the Bentway. So this area is new. The Bentway is a public space that runs underneath the Gardner from Strawn Avenue, which is west of here, over towards Spadina Avenue. And it's been in the works to expand it. There's a large skating surface. That pops up in the winter time over by Fort York. Bentway Staging Grounds is a site of green active learning. So this would be, if you want to read this. This is a smart use of the space beneath the decrepit Gardner Expressway. The earlier leg of the Bentway opened in 2018. It was proposed back in 2015. Pretty cool view of the tower. Public School. Never cut through this part before. And now I need to get my butt to a subway station. There's the CN Tower starting to reveal itself. So I'm walking east on Fort York Boulevard. On the other side of Spadina, it becomes Bremner. Hoping I can catch this pedestrian light. The well is just to the north of here. Perfect timing as we cross Spadina. I'm gonna wait for a light here. I've decided I'm gonna go to St. Andrew Station rather than go to Union. Gonna let this Tesla make a right turn here. Got the full-blown power walk in effect. There's a 510 Spadina streetcar making its way south. The video I uploaded for this morning was a walk up Spadina. Featuring the return of the Spadina streetcar.
$100,000.
It's interesting seeing people all bundled up for the freezing cold weather. So 2.5, 3 weeks ago, I was going on a bike ride, wearing just a very thin, light hoodie. There's the GO train going in towards Union. Honk honk goes the rush hour traffic. This is Front Street. Should be getting a signal in a few seconds here. And back when the Skydome opened in 1989, this whole area of Front Street was just a sea of endless parking lots. And a few still remain. We're coming down here to see Blue Jay games with the family, and we would sometimes park in these lots. I don't think I've ever cut through one of them on a video before like this. Exhilarating stuff, I know. That building straight ahead that says Nobu on it ended up looking nothing like the renderings that were released with the sales material. There's been some people online kind of poking a little fun at the appearance of what was eventually built. This is Wellington Street. So I started this video just a few blocks north of here.
No,
And the Blue Jays are in Boston tonight. So there's no game to be played in the city. Benefits of a one-way street. The first ever narrated walking videos I recorded was along Front Street, or rather Wellington Street, in the opposite direction. Not sure why I chose this particular street. There's the CBC headquarters. I guess what I could have done is taken a Spadina streetcar up to the station. And gotten on line 2. Oh well, too late for that. And at least I get to get my cardio in somewhat. There's the Ritz. And we're gonna cut through David Peckett Square here. Where a few days ago, this park had flooded. It turned into a giant pond. There's a really interesting picture of it on the Toronto subreddit. You could see the reflection of Roy Thompson Hall. And there's Metro Hall. And I think I just walked in 15 minutes what Google told me it'll take about 24. Saw a picture on Instagram of a viewer, Mark D, on the back of this thing. All right, I'm gonna pop into St. Andrew Station in a minute.
I'm still on Québécois. And we're gonna keep changing format because we don't know if we.
So I hope you enjoyed that one. Sorry, the first part of the video was a little zoomed in. Do let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I've got an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way as we arrive at University and King. Anywho, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Yoink!